We got to this point by being that team that was hot and taking advantage of opportunities, but we just couldn't make it happen these last few games. It wasn't how we scripted it to finish, but it was certainly a great run that these guys need to be very proud of.
The problem is that the Cardinals' bats just completely disappeared over the final 3 games of this series, hitting only 190 and scoring a single run. They were out-hit by San Fran's pitching staff. That puts it into perspective, which went 2 for 8 and drove in 3 times as many runs over the last 3 games than the entire Cardinals team. My goodness gracious. So, the Giants won 3 in a row to overcome that 3-1 deficit and advancing to the World Series. Just the 7th team, by the way, to do that in an LCS. Can you put that into perspective for us, Nomar, to come back from that far down?
Well, I think people are trying to understand what does it mean to have momentum. We just heard one got hot, the other one got cold. But momentum is a play like we saw with Hunter Pence. I mean, the way that ball came off the bat, when you have the momentum going your way like the Giants, crazy things like that happen in your favor. I look at that play and how it was a critical part of the play. Another thing that happens outside from the offensive side, Marco Scudero in the top of the 4th to end the inning, he makes an unbelievable short hop play to end that inning. This is when you know things are going your way. And then I think on the opposite side for the Cardinals, you got to get the first run. You want to get on the board early, especially in like a Game 7 that you're facing. And you have Kyle Loesch. You can't get a grip on that ball. You possibly had to play at home when they score with Angel McConnell's line home. It also happened in Game 6. David Freese. These are sure-handed guys. Cardinals have been known for their defense. And he can't get the ball out of his glove and has to get the out at first and a run scored. Little things like that, the momentum. San Francisco's going their way. That's why they're in the World Series.
Jack, you won 4 World Series games on the mound, 1 with Detroit, 1 with Minnesota, and 2 with Toronto. Momentum, how much did that play a role for you?
Well, I think Nomar kind of nailed it. It's about how you play and how you handle adversity, because in situations like this, baseball games, you're going to have some hiccups, and how you adjust to those hiccups really is how you determine the end of the game. I was in good teams. I think we all believed we were going to win it, and we did, and, I don't even know how to describe that, but both these teams think they're going to win at this point.
Well, they better. We'd be concerned if they didn't, right?
Exactly.
They'd have some other issues. Yeah, well, that said, let's go ahead and look ahead to the World Series starting tomorrow. No rest for the weary, by the way. Giants and Tigers. Let's break down the teams position by position if we could. And Nomar, starting with you, who has the advantage hitting?
Well, I have to give the edge to the Detroit Tigers. I mean, if I look in the middle of that lineup, they have the Triple Crown winner in Miguel Cabrera. And then they have hitting behind it with Prince Fielder. Probably the best diamond back-to-back hitters in all of baseball. And then you have Delman Young in there, who was, the ALCS MVP. And let's not forget about Austin Jackson setting the tone at the top of the lineup. So I'd have to give the edge to the Tigers.
You agree?
I do agree. Just for what he said. They got some.
Yes, they do. What about starting pitching, Nomar, from the beginning?
Well, starting pitching, I'd also have to say, despite the way San Francisco starting pitcher, dominated over there in the NLCS, I'm going with the Detroit Tigers. I mean, Justin Verlander is probably the best pitcher in all of baseball. I mean, he's unbelievable. You got Max Scherzer. I mean, when he's on, the movement of all his pitches, and when he has the command with it, and then you have Fister. I mean, those top 3 starters right there, when I look at in baseball, you're like, yeah, I'd like to take my chances with those guys.
What do you think, Jack?
I again agree with Nomar on this.
Darn it.
It's hard for me to root against my Tigers.
I'm glad you said that. I was going to ask you. Okay, how about the bullpen?
The bullpen, I'm going with the San Francisco Giants on this one. I'm giving it to them because of the depth that they have. I mean, right now, Detroit doesn't know exactly who their closer is, but you got Romo, who stepped in as the closing role, has done a tremendous job. You got West, you got Appelt, you got Lopez.